So I am so delighted that as this has unfolded, we had the opportunity to have our own little mini interfaith version today to welcome Reverend Allie with Sacha Center and to welcome Anton into our midst. At the second service, Dr. Ken Gordon will be here to speak, who's the leader of Centers for Spiritual Living. He's in the house, so behave, by the way. The big cheese is here today. So a few years ago, I was in Chicago for the Meta Model Conference at the Bodhi Center and met some amazing people. And one of the bright lights that stood out in the midst was a wonderful woman. And I just looked in her eyes and saw spirit shining back. And so we've become friends and just sort of recently reacquainted ourselves. And I just love this woman. I'm so delighted to have her here. So Dr. Lisa is the senior minister at the Spiritual Living of Greater Milwaukee. She's been in ministry for 17 years full-time, leading that community, not various communities, but that one most recently. She is a committed teacher and leader, a student of spirituality and human potentiality. She is a hypnotherapist, is that correct? Trained hypnotherapist. She trains others to do that. She trains ministers. And because being an overachiever apparently was not enough, she went to the next level and also serves as the president of the board of directors of the affiliated New Thought Network known as Anton. So please welcome with me my friend, Dr. Lisa Stewart.
Thank you, Marty. Good morning, everyone. I have felt like I've come home to your community. Gordon and Golda, we know each other from Big Sky. Lynn from Carlsbad, Dr. Ken, Dr. Deb, so good to see you. Reverend Allie, Michael, so many of you I know, and our beautiful Anton family here. You know, we're all religious scientists. Well, some of us are Unity. Yes, this morning, some Unity ministers are present. The one thing we have in common is an adherence to universal spiritual principle above all else. And wherever we are on our spiritual journey, we are exploring that each one of us is the I am expressing in amazing, unique, and wonderful ways. I met David Alexander this morning, who gave me a tour of your beautiful, beautiful new church. And I want you to know that you are a model for co-creation. It takes a generous community to build a church like this that is awaiting people to show up. So I want you to turn to at least two people, sincerely look them in the eyes, and tell them thank you for your generous giving to this community. So stand up and move around. Thank you. I'm so pleased that Faye Berry, a practitioner from Milwaukee, is here. Faye, I'm so grateful you're here this morning. You hear me enough, so it means a lot to me that you're here. The Rabbi Jesus said, ask, and you will find. Seek, and you will understand. Knock, and the door shall be opened to you. And what I know and what you know is that door is within us. It can't be anywhere else. It can only be within. And the amazing thing is all of us know in the study of the science of mind that we change our thinking and we change our lives. Have you heard that? Yes? But I was in this study many, many years before I understood what thinking is. It was a mystery to me. I thought it was an a neural action in my prefrontal cortex, right? But thinking is actually what you see with your inner eye, what you hear with your inner ear, what you feel with your inner kinesthetic sense, what you smell with your inner nose, what you taste with your inner gustatory system. Thinking is a full, energetic body experience. It is not an action of the brain, right? So, where is your mind? I want you to point to it. Okay, yes, all over. Yes, all over. It is a full body experience. So, when you were creating this spiritual community, you had to know what you wanted the seats to feel like, how you wanted the love to vibrate when you came in the door, yes? What you wanted it to smell like, perhaps fresh coffee percolating in the lobby, welcoming. The wonderful Dr. Barbara Waterhouse wanted her church to smell like bread. She has like 6 or 8 bread machines she turns on before service, right? And they serve fresh bread after service. How cool is that? So just as we want to create a full body experience, when we are working to co-create a new experience in our own lives, we must have the full vision. You have to know what it feels like, smells like, sounds like. Yes? That's true for your spiritual community. It's true for your personal prosperity. And it is true for the next evolutionary global experience on our planet. We have to know what it's like to go to bed with a comfortable, not a full tummy, but a comfortable feeling of being satisfied, yes? So that we can create that for every child, every person. And it requires an up-leveling of consciousness. So what I'm more aware of than I've ever been before is how far on the growing edge of consciousness religious science truly is. Even at the World Parliament, which is a beautiful experience, even here, we are heretics. You know that? That when you know that you are God in form, that is a radical idea in the world. That we love all people regardless of gender, that each person has the same access to divine power healing that the Rabbi Jesus had, that every person has the same access to spiritual prophecy that Moses had and Jesus had, and prophecy is not dead, but it lives in you. But we are so enculturated to believe that the days of prophecy are over. They are not. You see, the healing of the planet must emerge as you and as me. And it requires that inner door to be wide open. You see, ideas will flow through us, but we have to acknowledge they come from our beautiful subconscious mind, which is God. It can't be anything else. That is the divine nature of you and me. And yet we get so busy and so wound up in the doing of our lives that we don't listen. Or we get busy thinking we have to change our thinking and change our lives when actually we are changing our vibrational energetic body. You see, that's the only thing we can do. The brilliant Bruce Lipton, who wrote The Biology of Belief and more, has coined a word called epigenetics. And epigenetics means that there's a non-local intelligence that can heal your body according to your mental activity, which would be thought, yes. And this is a new field of science. This is what New Thought has been teaching for 170 years. It's not news to you and me, is it? Non-local mind, that resonant field of love that is everywhere present, awaits our instruction. It gives us nothing until we demand it and make room for it. It awaits our own awakening and emergence into our own power. Now it gets very simple. It's very simple. We can, in our collective teaching, we can have a public persona of peace, but if we haven't forgiven ourselves, we are vibrating with the energy of unforgiveness. So no matter what words you say, you see, your consciousness goes before you to make the way clear and must deliver to you what you really believe, not what you say you believe, but what you really and truly believe. So if it's like we're wearing a bedazzled t-shirt. Have you ever seen those? I'm so happy no one has one on in here. So the most garish t-shirt you can imagine, prosperous, right? Have you ever seen New Thought people? Sometimes, I am rich, right? But on the back it says, bankrupt spiritually, and what belief will show forth? This one. Can't help it. Powerful. Afraid. Right? We must do the inner work to heal ourselves because the vibration that we have, the dominant vibration, remember that's thinking, right? What you see within, hear within, feel within, smell, taste within is an energetic experience, and that is thinking. That's what we vibrate with. The subconscious mind beats our heart, regulates our respiratory system, gives us adrenaline when we need it, calms us down. It is divine intelligence. It will give all things according to our consciousness. But we must first give them to ourselves by a willingness to remember who we are. It's so easy to forget. There's no comparison. There's no contest. There is simply this glorious life experience and opportunity to be fully alive, fully in love with life, ourselves, and each other. You see, I don't know if you believe in reincarnation. I do. It makes sense to me. And I've had this experience this week of a group incarnation of souls here to awaken the world. That's who you are. That's who I am. That's why we meet together in Salt Lake City after decades. You see, your work and my work is first to awaken ourselves, to heal ourselves at the deepest level, to have the courage to be God in form, not from hubris, but from a deep knowing that I can be nothing else. That's who I am. And then our work is to act upon the impulses we have, what we hear with our inner ear, what we feel with our inner being, to act on that, take it out into the world, and to make a difference, to be the presence of God. It may be as simple as creating harmony in your family of origin. You know, Thich Nhat Hanh said, if you think you're spiritually advanced, spend 3 days with your family. Make peace. Heal your ancestral line. You see, there's no time and space in God. No time and space. So it is mine to heal my ancestral line. I can do that now because there's no time and space. That's my work. It's mine to heal future generations. Now I can do that because I have the power of God within me. It is awaiting my direction. You see, when I heal my ancestral line, everything today is peaceful and harmonious because it's been healed, you see. Once in a while, I meet someone in New Thought who says they have nothing to heal. Then I pray for them. We have so much in common. We have love in common. We have life in common. We are light workers, you and I. So let's get to work. You have an amazing spiritual community. Support it with all your heart, with your financial resources, because this is the way the planet is healed. This is the way lives are healed, is through this beautiful, powerful, amazing New Thought teaching. Let's continue to be evolutionary leaders on the front of the bell curve of understanding. You know, New Thought knew quantum physics before quantum physics was alive. Yes. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, Socrates had a student. And they were walking along a riverbank. And the student said to Socrates, "Oh, teacher, how can I get wisdom?" And Socrates shoved him into the water, held his hand underwater until he struggled for breath, kicking, screaming, struggling. And just as he was about to die, drown, the teacher let him up. The student inhaled air. "Why did you do that?" And Socrates said, "As soon as you hunger for truth, as much as you thirsted for air, you will be awake." So God is good. And you are good. And you are God in form. Namaste. And so it is.
Do you want to do the prayer?
Thank you. I'm going to ask Dr. Deb to pray us out because she is a woman of power and beauty and
Absolutely. So if you got something going on and you're just not sure of the clarity around it, I invite you to seek out one of these people and don't leave today until you do something about it. And so just join with me in this place that is power itself. A place of presence, a place of beauty, and most of all, a place of deep, deep love. And I know for each of us here, as we recognize that power and presence of love itself, that it moves through each of us in a deeper way, a more powerful way, by our simply have been in this room this morning. I know that that presence permeates each of our hearts, our minds, our physical beings. And we are so profoundly blessed to take this beauty, to take this truth, and to live it through our lives in this world. I know that each of us has been touched at depth by the beautiful words we've heard this morning, by the music, the prayer, and we recognize within our own hearts and souls that this feeling right here, right now, this is God. This is truth. This is the light. And so as we are so privileged to move this light into the world, We give gratitude, knowing that we have been touched, we have been blessed, and it is ours to offer that up to all those around us, everyone we encounter in every single place. So with a heart filled with gratitude, with that sense of appreciation, knowing truly that what we appreciate appreciates in our lives, we give thanks, we let it be so. And I invite you to affirm this for yourself by saying, and so it is.